In this video, we will be exploring one-to-one functions, onto functions, and bijective functions. First, let's define what we mean by a function. A function is a relationship between two sets of objects where each object in the first set is assigned to exactly one object in the second set. The set of objects that the function maps from is called the domain. Here, it is represented by set A. The set of objects that the function maps to is called the range. Take note that the range is a subset of set B. That means the range is not necessarily the set B. Now, let's explore one-to-one functions. A one-to-one function, also known as an injective function, is a type of function in which every element of domain A is mapped to a unique element in set B in such a way that no two distinct elements in the domain A are mapped to the same element in set B. We will use a tactile board, some magnets, push pins, and rubber bands to help us understand one-to-one functions. To start, let's set up our tactile board. We will use a board as our base and rubber bands to map the domain and range. We will place our magnets on the tactile board to represent the function. Let's take the function g. Function g is a mapping from set A to set B, where set A contains 1, 2, and 3, and set B contains A, B, C, and D. In this function g, g of 1 is equal to A. That means the map or the image of 1 is A, or 1 is mapped to A. G of 2 is B. That means the image of 2 is B, or 2 is mapped to B. And G of 3 is C. That means the image of 3 is C, or 3 is mapped to C. The function g maps its element in the domain A to an element in the set B. The range is containing the elements A, B, C, which is a proper subset of B. We can see that no two distinct elements in domain A are mapped to the same elements in set B. Thus, G is a one-to-one function. Next, let's explore onto functions. An onto function, also known as the surjective function, is a function where every element in set B is mapped to by at least one element in the domain A. In other words, the function covers or maps onto the entire set B. In this case, the range is the entire set B. We will use the same setup as before to help us understand onto functions. We will place our magnets on the tactile board to represent the function. Let's take another function, this time function f. So function f is a mapping from set A to set B, where A contains 1, 2, 3, and 4, while B contains A, B, and C. In this function f of 1 is equal to A. That is, the image of 1 is A, or 1 is mapped to A. F of 2 is B. That is, the image of 2 is B, or 2 is mapped to B. F of 3 is C. That means 3 is mapped to C, or C is the image of 3. And F of 4 is C. That means the image of 4 is C, or 4 is mapped to C. The function f maps each element in domain A to an element in the set B. We can see that every element in set B is mapped to by at least one element in domain A. Here, the range is A, B, C, which is our set B. This suggests that f is an onto function. Finally, let's explore bijective functions. A bijective function is a function that is both onto and one-to-one. In other words, every element in set B has a unique element in domain A that maps to it. In this function, the range is the set B, and no two distinct elements in domain A are mapped to the same element in set B. We will use the same setup as before to help us understand bijective functions. We will place our magnets on tactile board to represent the function. Let's take the function h. The function h is a mapping from A to B, where A contains 1, 2, 3, and B contains A, B, and C, where h of 1 is A. That means the image of 1 is A, or 1 is mapped to A. H of 2 is B. That is, the image of 2 is B, or 2 is mapped to B. And H of 3 is C. That means 3 has an image C, or 3 is mapped to C. The function h maps its element in domain A to an element in set B. We can see that each element in set B is mapped to by exactly one element in domain A. In function h, the range is the set B, and no two distinct elements in domain A are mapped to the same element in set B. This suggests that h is both one-to-one and onto. That is, h is a bijective function. In summary, we have explored one-to-one functions, onto functions, and bijective functions using a tactile board and magnets. We hope that this video has been helpful for visually impaired students in understanding these concepts. Thank you for watching. See you next time.